Donna Trudaway is gonna open up the word of prayer.
Our most gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you, Lord, for this beautiful day that you've given us. We ask, God, as we enter into this meeting today, Lord, that you bless each and every one here, that we handle things in an orderly fashion, and God, that you just give us direction and guidance of how we need to handle the business. Lord, we just pray that you forgive us for our sins and our shortcomings, and that you just add an extra blessing to each one here. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Thank you, Ms. Dawn. First on the agenda today, Mr. Mike Walker concerning Union County School District budget. Mike, you come right up here in this little square here when we can hear you.
I didn't need that. Mike, you got to be, we can recognize you.
Yeah, I didn't even, you spoke to me, but I didn't realize they were the same time.
My concern with the, is with the funding for the Union County, school district. As a taxpayer, everybody knows that they have raised it every year since they got voted down about 70% on the bond issue. They've raised either the taxes through the mill rate or whatever. Is it fair that Union County citizens pay taxes for students that live in Lee County, Tipper County, Pontotoc County, or Benton County? Is that fair to the Union County taxpayer?
It's not, Michael, let me, I mean, interrupt. You have to live in Union County to go to school in a Union County school. Unless your parent is an employee of the school, teacher, assistant teacher, coach, janitor, which is probably, this is just a rough estimate, but 450 to 500 teachers and employees of Union County School. So if you're an employee, your child can come go to the school you work at, and they can live out of district. So that's legal to do that.
Yeah.
But otherwise, you cannot live in Lee County and come to school in Union.
Okay. What
According to law, anyway.
Yeah, what he's quoting is Mississippi Code Section 371529, where it is legal for children to follow their parents that work at school, or they can go to another district if the buses, I think 30 mile, if there's no transportation within 30 miles, or they can get a military waiver if the military member is working or is on base at some other location. That's the three that's covered in legal transfers. But my argument is the ones that aren't covered in that. I think the superintendent told us during the bond issue meeting, there's roughly, over 250, I think it's 260 something. Who vets those enrollment rosters? Who audits those? They could come up and say, we got 2,000 students, and the supervisor just gives them that money? Is that how it works?
No, actually, we have to give the schools whatever they ask for,
Through the MSFL?
as long as they don't go over the cap the state says.
Yeah. So, just say each student that lives in Lee County or any other county is costing taxpayers, I'm on the low end now, according to that formula, $4,000. Would we agree on that?
Well,
Local taxes.
Actually, the people in Union County elect the school board
Correct?
they police what the schools do. That and the state auditor, and also the superintendent of education for the state. And we don't oversee the school board.
But
What
are
the
there
schools do.
controls that the supervisors could put in that would limit out-of-district enrollment? I'll present you with, what DeSoto County did. They had the same problem.
You told me that.
And that's, that's just an overview of what they did. And they put in an ordinance as a misdemeanor for anybody registering, out-of-district student. But also, it could be up to 180 days in jail. That deterred their problem of about $7 million a year for them paying, out-of-district students. I think ours is gonna be more like 1.2 million, not that high, with roughly 200 to 300 out-of-district students.
Like I said, we don't police that.
Okay, nobody
School
audits.
board does.
Nobody, do they sign a waiver saying that they, or affidavit says that they swear that these are Union County residents legally?
No, I know.
Do they sign an affidavit swearing that these are They know that these are Union County residents.
Well, they're supposed to have that handbook, the school handbook.
It
says-
is in the school handbook, but I can't find anything in there of consequences. DeSoto County Supervisor passing consequences, that's all I'm asking that we do for our taxpayers that elect everybody office.
I don't really see us having that big of a problem. I mean, DeSoto
Well,
County.
1.2 million, Mr. Randy, may not be much to you, but as a taxpayer of this county, it's a lot.
Well, you say 1.2 million, I'm not reading it anywhere in anything.
How, because you do not know how many out-of-district students, that's my question. How many out-of-district students that do not fall under the guidelines of 37, 15, 29, how many are there? Wendy told me, superintendent, during the bond issue meeting, there was, I think she said 267, that paid 500 tuition.
Do you go to the school board meeting and
I
talk
do,
to this?
I do,
That's
yeah.
supposed to police this, not us.
You've told us that they, according to Mississippi law, they tell you how many students are enrolled, and y'all, the supervisors, fund them for that, correct?
We fund them for whatever they ask for, as long as it's under the cap the state sets for us.
So if the cap was under 2,000 students, they can come up here and say, hey, we got 2,000 students.
They just ask us for that, we just gonna approve that today of what they're asking for, and it won't be till Terry gets it all figured out. We won't even know what the figure is gonna be for a few weeks anyway.
I can give you a statute that shows that if you want a copy of it, that the board has to levy, whatever dollars the school board requests, the, state auditor, hold us, the board responsible for levying the millage to bring in that dollar
Right.
amount, which, and then if they go over their cap, it's on them.
But that's figured on the enrollment, how many they got. The more students they got enrolled, the more state, federal, and local funds they're
That's
gonna get.
exactly right.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
And that's
So
the
if
state.
they have an inflated enrollment, as Union County taxpayers, we're gonna pay more, correct? And all I'm asking is there something we can do to stop this? Because every year, you got people over here in the central office making mega bucks, when you got educators having to take out of their pocket on $40,000, $50,000 a year to supply the classroom. That is wrong, folks. That's
I'm
wrong.
not saying there's not a problem, but we cannot police what they do.
But you can control their funds if you had a way in there.
We have to give what they ask, as long as it's under the cap.
Yeah, I'll give
They
you- I'll give you a
spoke with
copy
a
of that.
lawyer, DeSoto County did, and they got everything legit, and it's working for
I wonder
them.
how much results they're getting out of this, to be honest.
I don't know, but 70% of the people in Union County voted against them raising taxes. That's all I've got.
They did on the bond,
That bond, but they're raising the same amount every year,
and they
bond or
can,
no bond, by raising the lower mill rate.
and they can, cause the state lets them. Well, thank you, Mike. Next on the agenda, Board of Supervisors, consent agenda. Approval of claims docket payments from June 2025. Approval of statement of expenditure for tax laws for June 2025. Approval of statement of expenditure for sheriff's department and jail from June 2025. Approval of meal law for jail from June 2025. Approval of board minutes, June 2025. Approval of road department work schedule for July 2025. Approval of medical examiner statement of fees, did y'all look at those? What's in the 14 of them. Approval of solid waste register. Approval of solid waste 90-day delinquent list.
That's all the consent agenda.
I like the motion.
Motion by CJ,
Second.
second Sam. All in favor? Motion carried. Next is approval of continuing emergency declaration for March 15, 2024 on tornado damaged county buildings.
Make a motion.
Motion by Chad,
Second.
second by Steve. All in favor? Motion carried. Next is approval of allocating the fourth quarter budget for sheriff, $1,365,285. Jail, $664,092. Tax collector, $241,507.
Make a motion.
Motion by CJ,
Second.
second by Chad. All in favor? Motion. Next is acceptance of receipt of the county school district budget and ad valorem request.
Make a motion.
Motion by Chad,
Second.
second by CJ. All in favor? Motion carries. Want to do that? Next, appointment of Jeff Olson to replace Tim Kent as municipal representative to the Three Rivers TDD board.
Motion.
Motion by Steve,
Second.
second by Sam. All in favor? Motion carries. Next, approval of revising request for cash 14, 15, and 16 is requested by the Appalachian Regional Commission and labeled as 14. I don't really understand all this. Can you explain that, Jerry?
Yeah, this is, we did a request for cash on our Martintown Industrial Park grant, and, 14, 15, and 16 was three different requests, three different, months. And I think, Three Rivers had put the wrong, Bonnie had, they had wanted, ARC wanted her to do the match a different way on the, Mississippi Development Authority matches that ARC grant. And they wanted to do number 16 different, and since they hadn't processed any of them, they wanted us to go back and combine them and revise 14, 15, and 16 and label it as 14. Put all in one and it'd be number 14,
Okay.
Appalachian Regional Commission. Which is
Make a
ARC.
motion to approve.
Motion.
Motion by Sam,
Second.
second by Steve. All in favor? Motion carries. Next, to discuss acceptance of land donated to Union County from the Rice Crossroads National Battlefield Commission.
Shannon was gonna say something about it.
I think we can go ahead and approve the acceptance of the land. Well, actually, Annette, refresh my memory, we talked to Judge Bailey the other day. We can approve,
The acceptance of it, and then, Mr. Joe Davis is going to be preparing
Yeah.
a deed showing that we are to receive just that, 182.72 acres.
right,
And then we're not paying anything for it, but we're.
right. And the
We're
reason
owning it.
is because they ultimately, all three counties, Prentice, Lee, and Union, they're gonna ask us each to pay $20 per acre of ownership that we have.
And we have
So
one
we don't-
182.72
Yeah, we have
acres.
basically 182 or some odd acres. So but we don't have it yet. It's not been deeded to us. So the question is, we make a motion to accept it from them, and then later, once the deeds are done and we actually own it, then we'll have a motion of whether or not to approve paying $20 per acre per year for the purpose of upkeeping the battleground.
Shannon,
Maintenance.
do you wanna accept it if you're not gonna, you probably need to know that you're gonna maintain it, or you wouldn't wanna accept it?
Physically, we're not gonna maintain it. It's just.
Well, you're gonna pay to
we're
maintain
gonna
That's right.
Yeah,
Yes.
say years ago, I'm talking about years ago, whenever it first started, Union County did maintain it, but we
Yeah, I remember.
didn't own it, so we had to stop.
Yeah,
Now, over the years, they've got financially, in a burden. Like I say, Lee County owns 1,100 something acres, Prentice County owns 200 and something, Union County owns 182. And all we're gonna do is co-partner with them,
That's
so
right.
we can legally help maintain.
Yeah, I understand. What I was saying though, if you know you're gonna pay to maintain it, you probably, you wanna accept it, but if you're not gonna do that, you wouldn't wanna accept it. You wouldn't want your name on it.
So what you
Yeah.
Does
said,
that make sense?
Yeah.
three of us has gotta decide if we're gonna make it.
That's what I would wanna know before I accepted it, but that's up to y'all.
Fine.
It's just logic.
Well, then I think y'all can make a motion to accept the transfer of the
Sure.
property today, and then we can address
Need a
the
motion
rest
to
later.
accept the
Right.
property underneath
And
the-
I'll make a motion to accept the land as a co-partner with
Yeah.
Rice's Crossroads.
Right.
Motion by Steve,
Second.
second by Sam. All in favor?
Change, so to be clear, we're not making a motion about maintaining it yet.
You gotta own it first.
We don't own it yet,
Right,
yeah,
because it's after
Yeah.
the gift.
yeah,
We're just approving
Yeah.
the acceptance of the land be done.
correct,
Got it.
You still.
yeah, yeah.
Not gonna do it. You wouldn't wanna accept it.
So the next one's the same thing.
Well, actually, I mean, we can approve the next one contingent upon us receiving the the deeds,
That's what I.
yes.
I'll make a motion, we go ahead and approve the maintenance proposal and the
Subject to get the
clear.
deeds,
Yeah, that's kinda what I was saying.
yeah.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Second.
Motion by CJ, second by Steve, all in favor?
Who made the second?
I second.
Next is approval of LSBP dash 7325 bridge replacement for County Road 113.
Jason's here if you need any explanation. Jason is here if you need any explanation.
I don't, but y'all, that's y'all. I mean, it's
That's
a
in my district, I'll make a motion.
motion by CJ.
That's the one on Murray Road, see that?
In the curve,
Yeah.
who seconded?
I did.
Motion by CJ,
Second.
second by Chad, all in favor? Next is the same thing with the bridge on County Road 166.
Motion approved.
Motion by Steve,
Second.
second by Sam, all in favor? Next is, transfer clerk item. You want to do this one, number five? Approve the payment for services for court pursuant to Mississippi Code 27-33-35 and 27-33-37.
We do that a lot. Like we do this a lot.
Did you
A
not
lot of dashes, a lot of doing it.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by CJ,
Second.
second by Steve, all in favor? We got that done. Next, circuit clerk item, approval of court payment for circuit clerk for court June 9th through 13th, June 16th through 17th. You wanna pay that?
Motion.
Motion by Chad,
Second.
second by Sam, all in favor? Approval of travel meals for circuit clerk and deputy clerk for Sam's basic training July 15th in Jacksonville.
Motion.
Motion by Steve,
Second.
second by CJ, all in favor? Next is discuss the request for Kirk Clayton to serve as a designated representative for Union County as the regional hazard mitigation.
Can we just, on number 5, we're not,
We're skipping.
we're marking it out because it's changed, they're not doing it anymore, right? That person is back.
First chosen, I take it.
Right, I just want to make sure everybody knows that, we're not just taking it off because
Yeah.
they chose not to accept the position.
Randy, we need to approve travel on it, EMA too.
Okay, also, need a motion for number 6.
Talking about on number 4, we need to approve.
Yeah, on EMA, I mean, 911, not EMA, Kirk's got 2 going down to Biloxi for, training, if we get reimbursed for.
August the 10th through the 14th.
Yeah, you got Will Robertson and JJ. I don't know what JJ's last name
Just
is.
back to 911.
It's something that's added, what is it? I'm sorry.
I don't know where it got lost at, but it was filled out and approved, the room's done been done, and Terry had it, and Tammy had it, and I didn't get over here, I don't know, but there
Yeah.
is the 911 conference is August the 10th through the 14th at the Golden Nugget. They'll need approval for travel, lodging, and the cost of the conference, which is $495 for that cost.
For how many, 2?
2.
You're not going this time.
Need a motion to approve the trial for 2 people. Motion by Sam. Second by Steve. All in favor?
And then I'll get Tammy to resend that to you.
I pulled in my emails, I didn't have it, so
I'll
I'm
get her
sorry.
to resend it to you.
Thank you.
Okay.
I do remember you talking about
Now
that.
you go back to number 6.
We all good there? Now we're gonna discuss the request for Kirk Lakeland Service designated representative for Union County for regional hazard mitigation plan.
That is a plan we have to do every 5 years. That covers all of our hazard stuff that we have to deal with. If we have a disaster and we're not involved with this, they don't pay, we're not allowed for grants or anything like that. She's got a copy of it also. There's
Motion to
2
approve.
different approvals on
Motion.
that.
Motion by Chad,
Okay.
second by Sam. All in favor? Motion carries.
There are 2 different things he was talking about. Kurt's gonna be appointed as a designated representative, and then we're approving in this that for him to participate in this update of the regional hazard mitigation plan.
3 Rivers used to do it for us, and it got so expensive that the state picked it up, and that's why we're doing this.
Next is discuss agreeing to the intent to participate in the 2026 update of District 2 Regional Hazard Mitigation Plan.
And that was a second sheet I just gave you, I just put them together. I didn't put it together on the
We need
agenda. I
another motion.
apologize.
Do we need a motion and a?
You can just use it on
On
the
the first
same one.
Okay.
Just combine them two.
Thank you, sorry, that was a second.
Our next, discuss donating equipment, trailer and RV to Prentiss County EMA.
That's the 2 command vehicles, the trailers that we use for command. After we got this truck converting it over, we don't need the 2 RVs anymore, so we don't need to go right behind the
Helping out Neighbor County.
You had mentioned that these were already donated to you.
Yeah, they were donated to us to start with, so we,
Need motion to approve. Motion by Steve. Second by CJ. All in favor? Carried. Next is Justice Court item. Approval of removing Deputy Alex Lumpkin and Deputy Alex Bryant as clerks for Justice Court, and adding Deputy Chase Rogers and Gunnar Higgins.
Baron can attest to it.
That should be
Baron, would you
shit.
like to explain that, what they're doing? We
Dallas-
always have to have them.
Dallas is not with us anymore in Dallas. Just the way we restructure it basically keeps one deputy clerk on each shift, each rotating shift. So we just need to change those 2 to keep it.
Because we always have a justice court clerk representative and it's a deputy that does it. Is that okay?
We're not adding to you, we're just swapping out one and adding one in back.
Just need to get them bonded too, don't we? Need to approve that.
Need a motion to approve.
I make a motion.
Motion by CJ. Second by Stan. All in favor? Motion carried. Next is road department. Approval of payroll authorization for Ethan Burks for full-time employment. Motion by CJ. Second. Second by Chad. All in favor? Motion carried. Discuss road closure of County Road 311.
That's all I got.
Take your road.
Yeah. It's kind of got the cart before the horse on this deal. This guy that's wanting it done, he don't even own the land yet. So we're gonna have to take it under advisement, see if we get some land, and then
See if it works out.
see if it works.
So this is the petition I gave you, and then there's the one adjoining landowner.
Yes, and
Yeah.
he don't even own the property yet. So,
Okay.
It's just two property owners, didn't Steve, out there?
So technically, we don't even have a petition submitted yet.
no,
Right.
Yeah.
So we need to take a motion, take it under advisement.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Steve,
Second.
second by Chad. All in favor? Motion carried. Next is approval of inventory deletion of an iPhone 12. Motion by Sam, second by CJ. All in favor? Motion carried. Next, Sheriff's Department items. Approval of payroll authorization for London Irby as full-time deputy, uncertified, effective 7/7/2025.
Make a motion.
Motion by Chad,
Second.
second by Steve. All in favor? Motion carried. Next is approval of Derek Hobson as full-time deputy certified, effective 7/7/2025. Motion by CJ, second by Lamb. All in favor? Motion carried. Approval of payroll authorization for Erica Gallegos as full-time dispatcher effective 7/7/2025. Motion to approve.
Motion.
Motion by Chad,
Second.
second by Steve. All in favor? Motion carried. Solid waste, approval of hiring full-time employment, John Wall, effective July 7.
Motion.
Motion by Steve,
Second.
second by Sam. All in favor? Motion carried. Next is tax office items. Approval of submission of the 2025 real property and personal property land roll.
So over on the bookshelf, we have a land roll that's available for you to go through, as well as the constituents in your districts to look at their assessed values and true values for their properties. I have with me the recapitulation, and it shows that personal property parcels, we have 1,197, and real property parcels, 20,561.
And when could we get 1,000?
197.
Need a motion to approve?
And these are in here for the month of July to be, studied, whatever you wanna call that again.
Nobody.
Oh, okay.
Motion to approve.
Motion.
Motion by Steve,
Second.
second by Chad.
So a gentleman got a second notice and realized that it was a mapping error, that it was, like the state deed, and this portion was not included. So the mapping company that we contract with has changed that to update it, so he would be exempt.
Motion to
I've
approve.
got it, but I'm doing that and I sign up if that's okay.
Mhm. Oh, sorry, thank you.
Motion by CJ. Second by Sam. All in favor? Next is approval of inventory deletions of 4 computers.
These were the 4 computers that had to be replaced because they were obsolete for the state specifications with Marvin, the state titling and registration for vehicles.
Motion approved. Motion by Sam. Second by Steve. All in favor?
Hey, can we go ahead and handle, Morrison, since it's tax office? So, Ms. Tamry had submitted last meeting, some reduction, assessments and some increases, on the Morrison property. Morrison's attorney has sent a formal, objection to the increase, to me, I think probably to Annette too, but anyway, he couldn't be present here today, and it appears that they're working on providing some additional information to Ms. Tamry, so I would suggest y'all we need to put that on there to note that the objection was timely filed, and then y'all can make a motion just to continue it until the next meeting, which would be the 21st. So,
Second motion.
Some of y'all will work out. Motion by Chad. Second by Sam. All in favor?
Ken, I'm sorry, I'll get your papers set up and see.
This is
We are,
uh,
we're just,
we're continuing it until the July, his objection, till
it is a
July.
suggestion file time.
Yes, it was timely filed.
Get the dates right on the completion.
Next, veteran service officer, approval of inventory deletion of 1 computer. Motion by CJ.
Second.
Second by Chad. All in favor? Get a motion to recess for Monday, July 21st.
Motion.
Motion by Chad.
Second.